Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is a travel talk episode 2, and in this video we have a very special guest with us. So she's from England, traveled many countries solo and some countries with friends and family. So welcome her in our channel. Welcome Amber.
Thank you.
So first of all, let me ask you about how did you start your journey of traveling?
So I was working while I was studying, and it was a lot for me doing full-time job and then finishing my work and going home and studying. So I was doing that for 7 years.
7 years?
Yeah. And the whole time I just wanted to travel and be free, not have to be stuck in one workplace all the time. So while I was doing that, I was saving up as much as I could, so that when I finished my degree, I could just travel for a while. Yeah.
Okay. What you studied?
I studied bioscience.
Bioscience.
Yeah.
Okay. You're working and
studying.
studying.
Yeah.
That's great. So then after you just started traveling all around the world, or just started some parts?
So my first place that I went to was Austria. It was a festival that I went to with my friends, and then they went home, and then I went to Vienna, and that was my first time being alone in a country that I haven't been to before. So yeah, that was my first trip. It was really nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed just going around the city, doing whatever I wanted to do. I was going to all the museums that I liked, and yeah, it was really nice. Maybe doing the same thing.
So I want to ask you, how many countries did you travel till now?
So
in that, how many are solo?
So until now, so while I was studying and working, I did do a few trips, but it was only for 2 weeks maximum. So in total I've done 15, and 7 of those has been since I finished my job, and they've all been solo. Yeah.
And right now, since how many months, or you are traveling continuously?
So since April.
Since April.
Yeah.
So it's almost 5 months.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So after that, which country you are planning to go?
So after Jordan, I'm going to Southeast Asia. So I'm starting in Malaysia, going through Thailand, to Cambodia, and then Vietnam. And that's going to be my first time getting the bus through all the countries, not flying from country to country.
Yeah, because land border.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you traveled to 15 countries. So
can
you give the name
of all the countries? So St. Lucia, in the Caribbean, that's where my family's from. Turkey, Greece, Spain, France, Hungary, Bulgaria, Morocco, Tanzania, Brazil, Peru, Bolivia. I think I'm missing some. Yeah.
And in these all countries, which country did you travel solo?
So Tanzania, I traveled solo, but that was my my second trip solo. But I did some organized tours. So I did Mount 𝗃𝗵𝗲𝗃. So that was yeah. But I actually booked with a group, but I ended up being by myself anyway. So it was just me and the tour guide going up, which was really fun, really nice, hard, but yeah, it was really good.
And how do you manage your, you said you are using your saving money?
Yeah.
So how do you manage budget while you travel?
Yeah, so I actually do Workaway in most places. Yeah. And that's where it's a website, and you just you can look through loads of different jobs in different countries, and then you will work with someone, and they will give you accommodation and most of the time food for free. So it's a super cheap way, because then you just pay for flights and then any other things that you want to do, like tours and things, and it's a really cheap.
Also they provide?
No, you just that's what you have to pay for on top.
Also for the visa also, right?
Yeah. Well, so it depends how long you work with people. Some people say if you stay with them 3 months, then they'll sort out your visa. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
it's a really good way of cheap traveling, and also you get to see the country a lot different. When you're working there and you get to work with different people that are traveling, people that live there. It's just a really cool way of seeing countries.
And what type of service they ask for?
So there's loads of different ones. I've done ones in hostels, which is a fun way of meeting a lot of people. I've worked in animal sanctuaries. In Bolivia, it was a really amazing animal sanctuary that I worked in. And you just meet really cool people, you know, like-minded, and it's a really cool experience. But there's also farm works. There's like house sitting, where you just like look after someone's house, like maybe and their pets and things.
Right. Maybe kids.
Exactly. So there's so many different types of work that you can look for.
I never tried that.
You should have a look. It's a really cool way of doing it.
So if you want to travel like her, you can use you have to search Workaway. So you will get a website. In that website you can apply for it.
So it's it was 40 English pounds for the website, but then that's for a whole year, and you can message everyone on the website, you know. So I really think it's worth it, because you save so much. Like £40 you can spend on one place in accommodation, you know, so you really save a lot of money by doing that.
It's a great way to travel.
Especially as a solo traveler, because it's a really good way of meeting people as well.
I will try that. Okay, I like your hair.
Thank you.
How do you maintain your braids while you travel?
So it's actually so much easier than maintaining my natural hair, because I have really, really curly, frizzy, dry hair that I would have to wash all the time, and I'd have to take like a bag of this big with hair products just to manage it. So with braids, it's really easy. You don't have to do anything. You just wash it occasionally and you wake up and it's ready. So it's such an easy way for me to manage my hair.
But it looks so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I only actually started with braids when I started traveling, so it's still new to me as well.
And also I want to ask you, you are from England, right? So for like a Jordan, so you have a visa on arrival?
So I actually got the Jordan pass. Did you get it as well? So that waives the visa fees, but I think when you just go to the immigration, they just look at it and then give you a stamp and it's done.
And you are planning to travel other countries too. So in that countries also you need a visa, or you will travel those countries where you get a visa on arrival?
So I think most of Southeast Asia you don't need a visa for 30-day stay. The only one I think you do is Vietnam. So I'm going to look into getting a volunteering visa for Vietnam.
Till now, share your best experience in those trips.
So my best experience was definitely Bolivia, working in the animal sanctuary. It was just so special because they had like big cats like jaguars, ocelots, oncillers, and then they had loads of monkeys. They had spider monkeys, capuchins, squirrel monkeys. And it was just so amazing to get to know all the animals, and the people there were amazing. It was just, and I ended up spending 2 months there, almost 2 months there, and it was the best.
So you shared your best experience. So tell me your worst experience till now.
So I think my worst experiences have been in Egypt and Jordan. It's just with people constantly approaching you. In Egypt, I was with my friend, and it was more just trying to sell things, and for me, I just don't really like being approached constantly, and especially when you say no and they continue asking you. That's not something I like. And in Jordan, it was actually yesterday when I went to 𝗃𝗃𝗃, and the taxi driver came over to me and was like, I can take you to 𝗃𝗃𝗃. And I didn't realize how close it was. It was literally like a 2-minute walk. But then I got in his car and he was just being really weird. He was just saying to me, if the police ask, tell them that I'm your boyfriend. And and he was like following me around 𝗃𝗃𝗃, and I was telling him to go and he just wasn't leaving, and he was asking me like, oh, are you married, who are you traveling with, where are you staying, like asking really weird questions. And then when I said I didn't have any internet on my phone, he was like, oh, like you're a single girl by yourself, I'll come with you, you know. And it made me feel really, really uncomfortable. But so they were my worst experiences.
So if any girl want to travel solo, so which country do you suggest? start from? Like you can
Yeah.
start from this country. It's
Yeah.
very safe. Where you find very safe.
So I guess it really depends where you're from, because I think being European, it's easy to travel around Europe. And I think if you start off with a country that speaks your language, or a language that you can speak,
Yeah.
It makes you feel a bit easier, because you can talk to local people, and it's easier to get around just being able to speak the language. So I think if you start off with a country that is like easy like that, it can build up your confidence, and then you can start going to countries that you can't speak the language. Because when I was in South America, I didn't speak any Spanish or Portuguese, but I did find it was okay to get around, and I started picking up a few phrases that are useful, like how much is this, and then recognizing the numbers and things like that. So I guess it depends how long you want to spend in the country as well.
Just like that, when I started traveling, so I started from my country, India.
Yeah.
So before that, I visited almost every states
in India.
In India. After that, I tried to visit countries.
Other countries, yeah. So it makes it.
That helped me to build my confidence.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we travel with the friends and family.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way to start. Yeah. And also you know the language also, so you manage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Right now we are ending this video, because if we are going to talk about travel, we need a whole day and all night we can spend. So we'll end this video here. Thank you so much, 𝗵𝗲𝗰𝗲, for coming in my video.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.